Hi there, YouTube. By the time I hit my late teens, I was a naturalized South African. That meant conscription into the South African Defence Force, a fate which, to be honest, I was keen on at the time, an attitude I now view with utter and complete bewilderment. The very idea of willingly entering the oppression machine of a racist state to be shot at, well, I was young. Some sort of misguided sense of duty, I think, and instructive in how a laudable impulse can be harnessed to nefarious ends. Anyway, I received a sheaf of poorly photocopied forms in the post, telling me where to show up for training, which I duly did. After an excess of yelling, much dust, and a 3-day train journey, I arrived at 7th South African Infantry in Phalaborwa, celebrated for the Kruger National Park and its unique bi-seasonal year, summer and hell. Here there was additional, largely I felt superfluous yelling, some unpleasant in-your-face screaming, far too much running, as well as extraneous push-ups, sit-ups, falling down, often into puddles, and on command. Then, after a metaphorical near miss, I was happily not assigned to mortars. 3 months had passed. I was in fact really rather fortunate. If you consider the result of bribery, corruption, and the promise of future sexual favours to a burly Afrikaans postal clerk called Gert, luck. I managed to pull a George Bush and organise myself a very comfy little number, first as a postal clerk, then a librarian, and finally working with a chaplain, and it didn't cost Daddy a thing. For the record, I made that sex thing up. His name was Jannie, not Gert, and he was a staff sergeant, not a postal clerk. While in the SADF, I certainly kept up my faith, attending Bible studies, prayer meetings, Sunday services, in fact anything that would get me off the military base for a few hours, where I could hang out with people who were nominally women. And what women! The kind of solid, frontier, rural Afrikaner women that would make a transvestite seem like a Miss Universe contender. Still, it was an emergency, and women were women. Well, as near as I could tell, and frankly, I never really got that near. It was on one of these little jaunts that I ran into Covenant Players. Covenant Players are a Christian theatre group that use drama to promote the gospel, and I will say up front that I absolutely had a great time in Covenant Players. It is where I met my lovely wife, the mother of my lovely daughter, and where I had many, many dear friends. Covenant Players was, and still is, a wonderful organisation, but don't take my word for it. You can look them up in Wikipedia. I know there's an entry because I created it. Oh, it is my word after all. How biblically circular. Catch you later.